YouTube, get ready to abuse these brawlers for free or easy trophies in Graveyard Shift because Supercell is likely going to be nerfing them soon. So here are my top 11 best brawlers for Graveyard Shift. Let's do it. By the way, big shout out to everyone using code Cory in the shop in the CC. This new camera would not be possible without all of you. Alright, now technically in Graveyard Shift, you could probably use any brawler and just sit in a bush, and as long as no one finds you, you can definitely average around 5th place, maybe a little bit better. But that's not what we want. We want the high trophies, the 1st place, 2nd place, 3rd place, and you know what? Even 4th place if you had to take. So with that, let's start at number 11. My 11th best brawler for Graveyard Shift is Poco. In a mode where healing is essentially very hard to come by, having a lot of heals can be a pretty good thing. So not only does Poco have a healing gadget, but of course also a super to heal himself up a lot. Now as a weakness, he doesn't do that much damage. So if you're in a long fight and both of you are attacking each other, being out damaged is probably going to cause you to die. So as Poco, you want to get a few hits and then run away. Basically, you're just trying to heal up and stay alive. You're not always going for kills with Poco, but you should be able to average a pretty good place. Maybe not winning a ton of games, but overall getting high placement. And similarly, at number 10 is going to be Pam, another brawler that has a lot of heals with a star power that can allow Pam to heal on every single shot, can help keep her alive, but of course, her turret is very useful as well. Although it is showdown, so you're not going to be able to like carry it around with you, and the healing is reduced on it, but that plus the healing gadget, overall, it's a lot of heals for Pam to keep her alive. Now, her long range is also very useful to help keep her alive, but it's mostly chip damage, so she's probably not going to be doing a ton of damage throughout fights. Usually, you're not facing many enemies in close range. At number 9 is Piper. Piper is very good at Graveyard Shift for a couple reasons. Of course, she has a long range, so she can attack enemies from far away without them hopefully being able to hit her, but every shot she does a lot of damage. Even one shot of Piper hitting in Graveyard Shift will probably heal her to close to full health, if not full health. On top of that, combining with her gadget, which allows her to home on enemies, this can help heal her up in a pinch if she needs it, or finish off an enemy for a kill for the automatic full health heal. That combined with her super to allow her to escape from sticky situations in most cases can definitely be pretty good. But she has clear weaknesses with her very low health, and her slow reload and sometimes hard to hit attack can make her a bit inconsistent. But overall, she's definitely a good brawler in this mode. At number 8 is Mr. P. Now, if you don't have his range extension star power, honestly, I probably don't recommend him in this mode because range is key to helping you heal up without getting hit. So it's very, very important. Also, it's going to be important for Mr. P to help charge up his super. It does take a while to charge, but once you get it, man, you can dominate the map and help you get a couple easy kills, not only using that turret and those porters to help shield yourself, but if you have the gadget as well, that's a lot of health to shield you and attack an enemy and help you get easy kills, stay alive, and start dominating the map. Once you get that super, although it's hard to get, it's a really good brawler to use. At number 7 is Gene. Gene's essential strength is very obvious in this mode, and that's his crazy long range. Now, it is mostly chip damage, so he's usually not going to be healing up a ton, but it can help keep him alive for a long time throughout a match, and in general, push enemies away to help keep you safe. Of course, the big problem with Gene is he doesn't do a lot of damage. He's one of the few brawlers who has a super that doesn't deal any damage and doesn't heal him up. And usually brawlers are probably not going to be in range to pull someone. It can definitely have some use, but it's not nearly as comparable to a lot of other brawlers in this mode. His gadget is also a little bit helpful for a small heal in a pinch, which is another reason why he's a very good brawler in this mode. Alright, now let's move on to the S tier. These brawlers are arguably broken and definitely unbalanced in Graveyard Shift. At number 6 is none other than Sprout, who has a lot of strengths in this mode. Not only does he have a star power which can shield himself so he takes less damage, he has a gadget which can heal him up for a good amount of health, but he's also a thrower, which means he's hard to target. He can hit enemies while they can't hit him in many cases, and his range is pretty dang good too. but he does rely on grass for that shield and the heal. So if he's ever not in grass, he might not always be able to heal up in a pinch. And also, if anyone is able to get within close range of Sprout, he's very weak, and it's going to be hard for him to hit a lot of shots, and he's probably going to lose a lot of those fights. But overall, he is an incredibly strong brawler in this mode. Now, at number 5 is Barley, who I think is slightly more consistent than Sprout. I mean, Barley has a star power which can allow him to heal on every single attack, so he's going to be able to stay full health honestly through most of the match, as long as you play carefully and don't really get within range of many other brawlers. But that combined with his gadget, which can heal him up in a pinch whenever you need it 3 times throughout a match, is definitely very useful for helping Barley maintain that consistently high score. Now, his range is not that long, and he is low health, so he can possibly get surprised if you're not very careful. But as long as you play carefully and mostly passive with Barley, you will do really well in pretty much every single match. At number 4 is Spike. Now, Spike can have a crazy long range with the explosion of its spikes, not only allowing him to attack around walls and many other obstacles, but in general, just the range on it is insane. And even if you only hit 1 or 2 spikes, that's really good for Spike, and it's going to heal him up a decent amount compared to his full health. Now, of course, that's a big weakness for Spike, is his health is not very high. And on top of that, his super is relatively slow to charge. He can heal himself up with that super if you're using Fertilizer, which is definitely good in a pinch and honestly is the preferred star power, although Curveball's not bad to guarantee some more hits. But overall, Spike is a very tricky brawler to deal with for an enemy, because if you are trying to get within close range so you can attack him, you might risk getting hit right in the center by a full shot, and that can deal a ton of damage, and it's pretty much guaranteed to heal Spike up to full health. He can be a bit risky, but his potential in this mode is very, very high, and he can do really well. At number 3 is another legendary brawler, Crow. Crow is insanely good in this mode, and a big part of that is because of his gadget. His shield gadget allows him to get almost 2 free kills a match, and that is insanely powerful. But on top of that, using that gadget allows you to also get your super relatively easily, which is another really good way for Crow to get almost guaranteed kills throughout the course of a match. If he gets low health, go ahead, you can use that super or that gadget if you need to go ahead and heal up back to full without the enemy being able to deal nearly as much damage. Now, he is a low health brawler, so it can be a little bit risky, and maybe if you're not careful, you might get sniped by some other long range brawler like a Piper, and that can be a big problem. But he does have a fast move speed to help you dodge those shots, so overall, he is a really good pick in this mode. Alright, at number 2, the second best brawler in Graveyard Shift, who arguably deserves to be number 1, is Tick. Also, the most annoying brawler in the game, just happens to be insanely good at Graveyard Shift. Of course, it makes sense. And you'll see in my battle log, I played 10 games, got first in every single one, except for one where I got a little bit too cocky. Yeah, I know, it happens to us all. And honestly, once that number 1 brawler gets that nerf, that is very, very likely coming. Tick will be the best brawler. I mean, think about it. He's got a crazy long range, which is insanely valuable in Graveyard Shift. Even just getting 1 hit on that mine is so helpful. But it also zones enemies to make it so you can more predict where they're going to go for that next shot. And even just getting 1 or 2 hits is so helpful in Graveyard Shift for winning a fight and healing up. But also, he's got other good attributes. His gadget helps him escape and dodge any shots that might land on him. And also, he's got a super, which can be really helpful for both offense and defense. It can make enemies waste shots and help you push forward to help trap them and make sure you get 1 or 2 hits to heal up to near full health. Or it can be a really good defense for a brawler that might normally count you otherwise. Now, his downsides are that he does have low health, so if you do get surprised and you aren't careful, you might succumb in that case. But as long as you play mostly passive with Tick and you're not taking big risks, you will dominate most matches. Real quick, before we do the number 1 best brawler, here are some honorable mentions that didn't quite make the list, but are still pretty good in this mode. You got Rico, B, Brock, Nani, and Max with Max's new gadget. Still pretty good picks. Now, the #1 brawler in Graveyard Shift is basically a gimmick and is completely broken and will very likely get nerfed, and it's for one reason. It's Sandy and Sandy's gadget. It's literally only Sandy's gadget. That's the only reason Sandy is #1. It is completely mode breaking, allowing a full health heal? That's just not fair. I literally played 10 games where all I did was sit in a bush the whole time, and I averaged 2nd place. Yeah, you're probably not going to be getting 1st place the whole time because you're getting no power-ups, and honestly, Sandy is not really able to get many kills because damage is very low and his range is not very high. But the complete full health heal negates everything and just makes him completely broken in Graveyard. Well, hey, if you enjoyed this, check out another great Brawl Stars video right over there. I'm sure you'll also enjoy. Thank you so much for watching today's episode, though. I do hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you later. Peace.